They stopped texting. They pulled away. 1 minute, they were obsessed, the next, you were a ghost in their world. What happened? Here's the brutal truth. Attraction doesn't die slowly, it flips in an instant. And that instant is usually triggered by your energy. This video isn't about games. It's about power. The kind of power that doesn't beg, doesn't chase, and doesn't crack under pressure. Because when you learn how to use these 5 magnetic shifts, people don't just notice you, they can't unsee you. Whether it's someone pulling away, someone you want to spark interest in, or a pattern where you're always the one giving more, these 5 power moves will flip that dynamic on its head. Stay with me, because this could be the last time you ever feel invisible again. Attraction isn't just physical. It's energetic. It's how you walk into a room. It's what your silence says about you. It's what people feel when they're around you, not what you say, or wear. And the biggest mistake most people make? They think attraction is built over time. It's not. It's triggered, in a moment, by energy, confidence, boundaries, and presence. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 specific power moves that instantly shift the dynamics of attraction. These aren't tips or tricks. These are deep energetic alignments that flip you from chaser to chooser, from invisible to irresistible. If you've ever asked, why do I keep getting ghosted? Why do people lose interest after I open up? Why do I feel like I always care more? Then this video is about to change that for good. Because when you understand what actually drives attraction, and how to step into the energy that commands it, you stop hoping for attention, and start selecting it. Let's begin with a story you might see yourself in. Let me tell you about Maya. Maya was smart, attractive, kind, the kind of person people described as amazing girlfriend material. She met this guy, Daniel, and the connection was instant. Texts all day. Deep conversations at night. Chemistry off the charts. For the first few weeks, it felt like a rom-com that finally got it right. Then something shifted. The texts slowed down. The conversations got shorter. He was suddenly busy all the time. Maya went into overdrive. She tried harder. She became sweeter. She made herself more available. She asked him if everything was okay. She reassured him of her feelings. She waited longer for replies. She justified the distance. And then, nothing. He disappeared. She was confused. What did I do wrong? I was loyal. I was available. I was transparent. Isn't that what people say they want? Here's what Maya didn't realize. She didn't lose Daniel because she did anything wrong. She lost him because her energy shifted. She went from grounded to grasping. From magnetic to self-abandoning. From choosing to chasing. And when the energy shifts into lack, the attraction evaporates. Now, here's the plot twist. 2 months later, Maya healed. She started therapy. She built her confidence back. She reconnected with her worth. She stopped waiting for texts. She stopped chasing closure. She stopped needing anyone to make her feel enough. And guess who suddenly reappeared in her DMs? Exactly. This story isn't just Maya's. It's yours. It's mine. It's everyone who has ever confused being nice with being magnetic. Because attraction isn't earned through overgiving, it's triggered through energetic power. And that's exactly what we're breaking down next. What actually shifts attraction, and why it happens instantly? Let's break this down. Attraction isn't logic. It's not about compatibility. It's not even about how much someone likes you on paper. It's a biochemical cocktail, triggered by energy. Here's what happens when someone is attracted to you. Their brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical, when you're mysterious, powerful, and emotionally congruent. Their subconscious reads your behavior as either safe to pursue or emotionally expensive, Their nervous system calibrates to your energy. If you're anxious, they feel it. If you're grounded, they're drawn to it. And here's the punchline. Attraction responds to energy before it responds to words. When you start chasing, explaining, over-texting, proving yourself, or overcommitting, your energy says, I don't believe I'm enough unless you validate me. Even if your words are kind, your energy screams insecurity. And the human brain? It picks up non-verbal cues 13x faster than verbal ones. Now let's go deeper. The brain is wired to seek reward and mystery. But when someone gives away all their emotional availability without filtering who earns it, it sends a signal. There's no value here. I didn't earn this. I don't trust it. And so, they ghost. They pull away. Not because they're bad people, but because attraction is rooted in survival instincts. We are wired to value what requires investment. So how do you flip the switch? By embodying power moves that shift your energy first, not their behavior. Because the truth is, when you change your energy, people feel it, and they either rise to meet it, or fall away. Before I give you the 5 power moves, we need to address something deeper, the emotional wounds that sabotage attraction, even when you're doing everything right. Because if these wounds are active, no strategy, tactic, or script will hold. Let's uncover them. Fire truth number 1. You mistake acceptance for love. Many of us didn't grow up feeling truly seen, so we developed a survival strategy. If I become who they want, I'll finally be loved. That's not attraction, that's emotional shape-shifting. You're contorting yourself to win attention, but losing your essence in the process. Attraction dies when you're not being real. Fire truth number 2. You confuse availability with worth. If someone ghosts, you double down. You overcompensate. You think, if I give more, they'll stay. But here's the twist. Overgiving screams fear, not value. The most magnetic people don't give more when they're ignored, they withdraw and reassess. They understand that attention doesn't equal affection. Fire truth number 3. You attach your value to response. When someone texts back, you feel wanted. When they don't, you spiral. That emotional rollercoaster isn't love, it's trauma reactivation. It's a nervous system addicted to validation because it never learned to self-source worth. And when your energy is unstable, attraction destabilizes too. Fire truth number 4. You think love is earned through pain. If you grew up with conditional love, your subconscious believes you have to struggle to be worthy. You're attracted to the emotional high of being noticed by someone who ignores you, because it matches your childhood imprint. But here's the truth. Real attraction doesn't feel like anxiety, it feels like expansion. Fire truth number 5. You're addicted to the chase, not the connection. We don't chase people who are unavailable because they're better. We chase them because they represent unfinished emotional business. We want to win them over so we can finally feel like we matter. But the second they give in, the thrill is gone. Because it was never about love. It was about proving you're worthy of love. Stop sign. Let's pause before we move into the actual 5 power moves. Understand this. Attraction doesn't shift when you convince someone to want you. It shifts when you stop needing to be chosen. That's the difference between craving and commanding. Now that we've unpacked the psychology and core wounds, you're ready. Because when you address your emotional blocks, these 5 power moves aren't just strategies, they become your natural baseline. Let's break down the 5 energetic shifts that flip you from being overlooked to unforgettable. These aren't play hard to get games. These are deep energetic recalibrations that tell the world, I am no longer available for anything that doesn't match my value. Fire power move number 1. The pause. Attraction isn't built through words, it's built through presence. The pause is the ultimate silent flex. It says, I'm not afraid of space, I'm not rushing to fill silence. I'm not anxious for validation. Collision. Why it works. Most people are addicted to response. When there's silence, they panic. They over-explain. They chase. But power lives in the pause. It creates tension, mystery, intrigue. It gives your energy time to breathe. Light bulb. Real life example. Imagine someone sends a vague or dry message. Instead of reacting with anxiety, "Did I say something wrong?" you pause. You don't chase energy that just broke rhythm. You let them feel your absence. Suddenly, your silence speaks louder than their inconsistency. Brain psychological impact: the brain seeks closure. When you pause, it creates cognitive dissonance. They start wondering why you're calm, instead of why you're upset. That shift in emotional power? Unforgettable. Firepower move number 2. The mirror. Stop performing. Start reflecting. The mirror is when you match someone's emotional availability, tone, or energy, not out of spite, but from alignment. If they're dry, you're neutral. If they're inconsistent, you become observant, not reactive. You stop pouring into emptiness, hoping it turns into love. Collision. Why it works: attraction thrives in mutual energy. When you give more than someone earns, you create imbalance and lose respect. But when you mirror, you reflect clarity. You send the message, "I'm not here to audition for your approval. I'm here to connect in reciprocity." Brain real life example. Let's say they start texting less. Instead of doubling your effort, you match the pace. You protect your energy and observe instead of attach. That calm response creates pressure on their end, to either rise or fall away. Either way, you keep your dignity. Firepower move number 3. The boundary without explanation. This is one of the rarest forms of emotional self-possession, setting a boundary without over-explaining or apologizing. It sounds like, "I'm not available at that time. I don't engage with that energy. That doesn't feel aligned with me." No backstory, no begging, just clarity. Collision. Why it works: when you stop justifying your boundaries, you signal internal authority. It tells people, "I've already approved of myself. I'm not waiting for your permission to honor me." That energy? Magnetic. Brain real life example. They want to see you last minute, and your schedule is full. Instead of rearranging everything just to please them, you say, "I'd love to see you, but I need notice to plan. Let's pick a better time." No guilt, no fear of losing them. Because if respecting yourself pushes someone away, they were never close to begin with. Firepower move number 4. Controlled reveal. We live in a world that praises vulnerability, but oversharing too soon ruins polarity. One of the most powerful ways to build attraction is to reveal slowly, not all at once. This is not about being secretive, it's about being intentional. Collision. Why it works: mystery is not manipulation, it's emotional pacing. When you reveal pieces of yourself with discernment, it builds tension, depth, and curiosity. They lean in. They want to earn access to you. Because access is earned, not given. Brain real life example. Instead of trauma dumping on the first date, you share a sliver of your story and pause. If they're emotionally intelligent, they ask more. If they're not, they change the subject. Either way, you just got a clear filter on who's safe to go deeper with. Firepower move number 5. Walking away with grace. This is the ultimate energetic mic drop. Walking away isn't ghosting. It's not manipulation. It's what happens when your standards are no longer negotiable, and you no longer need closure to choose peace. Collision. Why it works: most people cling to potential. They stay longer than they should, hoping someone will change. But the truth is, walking away is often the loudest declaration of self-love. It says, "I no longer beg to be chosen. I choose me." Brain real life example. They're breadcrumbing. Inconsistent. Hot and cold. You don't make threats. You don't post cryptic Instagram stories. You simply stop showing up. You exit the performance. You reclaim your power. You give silence where they gave confusion. And suddenly, they either realize your worth, or reveal their inability to meet it. Either way, you win. These power moves aren't about control. They're about alignment. They're not for playing games, they're for breaking them. When you master these energetic shifts, You stop chasing people who don't value you. You stop second-guessing your instincts. You start attracting people who are emotionally ready for the real you. And best of all, you stop trying to be chosen, because you finally realize you were never meant to beg for a seat at a table, you were meant to build. Let's clear the air. There are cultural, psychological, and social myths that cause you to show up in ways that sabotage your own power, without realizing it. If you've been asking yourself, why do I keep getting hurt even when I do everything right? These myths are likely why. Warning myth number 1. Vulnerability creates attraction. False. Vulnerability creates connection, but only when it's earned and reciprocal. Sharing everything up front doesn't make you emotionally available, it makes you emotionally unfiltered. The truth: unfiltered vulnerability without safety equals emotional exposure. And people lose respect for what they didn't have to earn. Attraction dies when there's no mystery, no boundary, no discernment. Warning myth number 2. Love means giving without limits. We've been taught that the more you give, the more you'll be loved. But overgiving is just disguised insecurity, a subconscious plea for approval. In healthy attraction, you give from overflow, not emptiness. When you give more than someone is investing, it kills polarity. Warning myth number 3. Chasing means you care. No, chasing means you've abandoned your center. Care isn't proven by how hard you pursue. It's proven by how well you hold your standards even when emotions are high. Attraction grows in the tension between curiosity and confidence. Chasing kills both. Warning myth number 4. If they pull away, try harder. This one destroys so many people. You notice a pullback, and instead of pulling back in kind, you lean in harder. You text more. You get sweeter. You try to re-win their attention. But here's the truth bomb. When someone pulls away, your power move isn't to close the gap. It's to observe it, and decide if you still want to be met there. The moment you chase, your energy turns to lack. And attraction doesn't respond to lack, it responds to self-possession. Let's zoom out. When you embody these 5 power moves, you become someone who, checkmark, doesn't beg for love, you select it. Checkmark doesn't panic in silence, you trust your presence speaks louder. Checkmark doesn't pour into emptiness, you wait for reciprocal energy. Checkmark doesn't confuse attention with intimacy, you filter for real depth. Checkmark doesn't abandon yourself for connection, you build connection from wholeness. You become a person of magnetic calm. A person whose energy speaks before you even say a word. You don't need to prove yourself. Your standards prove it for you. You don't fear walking away. You fear staying too long where you're not seen. And you're no longer addicted to being chosen, because you've finally chosen yourself. That is what flips attraction instantly. A deep-rooted, non-negotiable belief in your own value, with or without their validation. If this video hit home, here's what to do next. Right finger step 1. Drop a comment below and type, I shift energy, not people. Say it out loud. Own it. Claim it. That's your mantra from now on. Right finger step 2. Rewatch this video, not as entertainment, but as education. Take notes. See where you've been leaking power. Now, flip it. Right finger step 3. Watch the follow-up video. 7 high-value boundaries that raise instant attraction, because power moves only work when they're protected by high standards. Gift bonus. If you're ready to take this deeper, join the Unshakable You community. We're not just healing, we're evolving. We're not just fixing patterns, we're breaking cycles. We're not just chasing love, we're becoming unignorable to it. Fire final words. You don't need more makeup, more muscles, more text strategies, or validation to become magnetic. You just need one thing: alignment. When your inner world is rooted in self-respect, the outer world responds instantly. They'll feel it in your silence. They'll feel it in your boundaries. They'll feel it in your ability to walk away, not with bitterness, but with grace. And they'll think, what just happened? Why can't I stop thinking about them? That's not an accident. That's energy. That's power. That's you, finally, stepping into the kind of presence that can't be ignored. You don't chase. You shift. And when you shift, everything else follows.